German cities captured, prisoners taken, distances covered, are no longer the most important aspect of the war in the West. Here is Limburg, a score or so miles northwest of Frankfurt. But now, as these pictures are shown, Limburg will be well down the mounting list of fallen towns. We're watching now the collapse of a nation and the death of an evil regime. There lies the importance. Deutsche Volk are glad enough now of the white flag of truce. The people who, for 11 years, terrorized the world under the swastika. A German spokesman gives out the Allied military government's instructions to the civilian population. Exhorted by Nazi leaders to fight on as werewolves, most of the people seem more anxious to be sheep than wolves. After Limburg, the drive goes on towards one of the biggest prizes since Cologne. GIs of General Patton's United States Third Army file along a Hitler autobahn into Frankfurt, third largest city of the Reich. Mopping up, the final stage in the capture of a city, is repeated in town after town on the shortening road to Berlin. Men and women of Warsaw in 1939 and Stalingrad in 1942 all fought fiercely in defense of their homes. Most of the German towns so far captured have been quick to show the white flag. But only a fool would repose trust in a German. Frankfurt today is a sample of the destruction Hitler has brought upon so much of Europe, and now in terrible measure upon Germany herself. Propaganda posters call on Germans, young and old, to resist to the last. But once beyond the reach of the revolvers and rubber truncheons of the Gestapo, they don't seem to be in any doubt about whether Hitler has lost the war. They look well-fed and reasonably well-clothed, these German civilians. In the 4 years the Wehrmacht ruled over most of Europe, booty poured into the Reich. Now, since there's no one else to loot, their own shops are pillaged. A trainload of clothing scheduled to move into central Germany is mobbed by men and women in whose gestures can be read the whole story of the disintegration of German morale. Looting goes on unchecked, a glaring illustration of the state of things in Germany as she goes down. Soldiers and civilians alike throw overboard all sense of discipline and the last traces of a coordinated plan to resist. The Third Reich is crumbling to its dishonorable grave.